viewers, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue and I am your host, Jenna Pasonko. Last week we took a look at International Women's Day and the need to break the bias. Today we're taking a look at something completely different, but focusing on young people, obviously. So today we'll be talking about sports. We'll be talking about rural sports. You're all aware that Gambia made it to the semi-finals of the AFCON. That shows that we have huge potential. And when we talk about huge potential, we cannot in any way remove rural young people. So today we're taking a look at rural sports, persons in rural Gambia and are good footballers or are good volleyball. They play tennis, just anything. But obviously, we all know that football is the most famous sport, so we'll be concentrating on that in this particular episode in collaboration with Action Aid. If you've been following the program, you would understand that Action Aid has been quite supportive, giving us the opportunity to come up country to show you what rural young people have to offer. So Action Aid the Gambia, in collaboration with other partners, have able to secure funding and is about to build a small field here where I'm standing right now, just to ensure that young people of this community have access to a football field where they can play, where they see the need to venture into sports and not obviously take the back way. And beyond that, they're also targeting schools, giving money to schools to also build their capacities when it comes to sports. So this and much more on this episode of Youth Dialogue. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We have interesting conversations coming up. Do stay tuned. Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue. I'm your host, Jenna Basonko, and like I mentioned, today we're strictly talking about rural sports. And I am joined by an official from the Kudang Youth and Sports Association. Thank you so much, Mr. Idrissa, for joining us. And I'm also aware he's a teacher, so I think this conversation will be interesting considering the fact that Action Aid is also trying to support schools when it comes to developing their sporting facilities. So as we speak, we're standing right at where the field will be constructed. It's right here where we are, just to give you a feeling of in the next maybe few months or few years to come, this entire place will be different. It's going to give an opportunity to young people in Kudang to have opportunity to venture into different sporting activities that they want to. Thank you so much for joining me on the program.
Thank you very much, Geneva. We are always very proud of QTV for always making sure that as far as the rural area is concerned, they are also very concerned about such issues that are happening within the rural area. So we are always very proud of always showing us what we are suffering or what we are in need of and what has happened or what we have achieved. So we are very proud of you people. Yes.
So talk to us. What is this going to bring, for young people of this community? And it's beyond this community. It goes down to the Nyaminas. What is this going to bring? What is this development going to bring?
Thank you very much for that question. It is a very important question concerning about our youth within Nyamina here, and also our association, that is Kudang Youth and Sport Association. If you look at Kudang, in terms of sport, we are the host for Nyamina East. So it's what we call the Northern Center. And in that, for every year, we have a Noetan. Normally, it's during the summer holidays time, because at that time there will be no schooling. It's holidays time, so the youths are gathered together. If you don't organize such activities, the village is always boring within Nyamina, especially in Kudang here. So that's why most of the cases, when it's summer holidays time, we organize a Noetan. And it's not only about Kudang, it's within Nyamina. Even though the community consists of Kudang and other places, but Kudang are the main part of it because it is the host. So in that, the previous years we use the upper and senior secondary school field. But the field there is very small. This is why this time around we wanted to have our own field. And in that also, the previous years we use these local fences, that is parla, to gain some funds, because we all know sport is very expensive. So that is why we use those small money to gather and also have a fence, so that when we invite the referees or other people, we can pay them where there will be no problem. Because even securities are also very important in sport. So when they come, we have to pay them. So that is why Action Aid have seen that our youth, we are very committed. Seeing us that if every Noetan, we have to fence a field of 400 meters using this local parlor, then we also see ourselves that let us write action it as far as they are working with us, and they also take part in youth activities.
Right.
So that is why we wrote a proposal for them, and thank God that it has been accepted. That is why we are here.
I will apologize. The sun is so hot here. As you can see, where we are standing, the sun is extremely hot. But we want to give you, a sense of feeling of, what this will be turned into, the dividend that this particular land will yield in the next few months or in the next few years to come when it comes to the development of sports in this particular community, which is going to directly impact the lives of young people. ActionAid is also pegging this to the fact that it can lessen irregular migration. Do you think that is so? Is that possible?
Thank you very much again. I can assure you that that is also an important thing for our community. Like our chairman has stated there at his opening remark, that these are some of the issues that we are making sure that we can have this field here. Because by keeping the youths very active, by making them enjoying, by making them being part of the society, they don't feel low esteem within the society. So that is why our committee are always very concerned about Nyamina and also about Kudang. Even though we all know about Kudang issue, education is always our priority. But with all that, we also want to include such of these issues here, so that when we have these materials in our own village here, the youth, because sometimes during holidays time, the youth will complain that there is no activity here, so we'll go to Combo.
Right.
So that is causing rural urban migration.
Right.
So this is why our youth will make sure that this field is here and it is going to work. We promise that it's going to work, and it also reduces this rural urban migration and also this backway issue.
Right. I mean, you talked about it will work. We've seen a lot of projects that involve money, that involve young people, and sometimes it doesn't work out. How fast do you think this can be? Transforming this land into a field will not be easy. So what can be done? What is going to be done to ensure that the sustainability is there and it will work? Was a survey conducted to see if this place will work?
Thank you very much again. Like our committee, it consists of a lot of people. We have our advisors who are not within us here, but they are within their offices. So it's not like when we talk about Kudang Youth and Sport Association, the one only based in Kudang here. We have other people who are also part of us. Even in Europe, we have them there. We have our forum where we also discuss our action plans, how best can we really do so that this field can be developed.
Okay.
Through that, we have some action plans that we will do so that this project can maintain and can go expected.
Okay, that's right. You are a teacher, right? So you've also received fund for various schools across the communities to ensure that the issue of sporting facilities are upgraded. So what is the significance of that? What can that add? Are students really willing when it comes to sports?
Yeah, like you said, I play two roles. I'm part of the Sport Association of Kudang as a secretary, and also I'm a teacher, also a Boniface citizen of this village. So it means I have triple roles here. At the side of the schools, it is very important that we make things very clear. Action 8 to our school and also the school within Nyamina here, we can't thank them.
Okay.
There are numerous activities cannot be overemphasized concerning about what they do for us.
Okay.
As an example, last year, they supply us with garden materials, and also with sporting materials.
Right.
Even,
but what is the perception here? That's what I want to bring out. What is this perception of young people in schools in relation to sports as we speak? Because then we'll be able to assess if this money will be able to bring some form of success in that area.
Yes, actually, like for this in the house issues, when it's in the house time, like even at the gathering here, actually they gave us checks, and those checks are for those in the house. And this in the house is very important because it's part of the extracurricular activities.
Right.
And in doing that, it enhances a new entrance to the school.
Okay.
Even not at the LBS, but even at the senior school. Sometimes you have some dropouts that when it's in the house time, such activities will make them to come back again. So that is why we said Action Aids, their importance to the
So
school.
which means these students love sports, but they just don't have the support to do it.
Actual.
All right. You were talking about a skills center. Why the need for that in this community?
Now, professions has to be based on where you are. Like an example, if we have a skill center here, who can do their own tie and dies, or they can do their own carpentries,
Right.
or other skills. When we have within us here, it is going to help those concerned and also the villagers or also the village around us here. Like example, if we have a carpenter here who is very skillful, before hiring somebody from Combo, coming here, but if we have within us here, it is always going to be very easy, and the less effort for bringing those people is going to be minimized. That is why we want to make sure that we have those ones. And when we have it here, the youths are also going to be engaged.
Okay.
And the more the youths are engaged, they don't think of bad activities.
Yeah.
That is why we want to make sure.
An idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Thank you very much.
Right? So before we leave you, what other activities does this association do? It's a youth and sports association there. So I want to know, what else have you done as an association? How vibrant is it? Let me say that.
Thank you very much for that question again. Like we said, it's an association. An association does not only stop at football. Even though we just want to have a legacy that, okay, our this community, this is what we have done concerning about football. But we don't only stop there. That is why our association, we are even registered.
Okay.
It's an registered association.
Right.
So that maybe if there is other development issues, we can also be considered, because it's very important you are registered as an association. That's why that was our main first activity, to make sure that our association is registered. Even at the village level, our association is always been considered for always making sure that things are done accurately within ourselves.
Right.
Even within the Nyaminas, it's not like the association is only focused on Kudang issue. Any activity that is happening within the Nyaminas, we are always in attendance, and we always make sure that sport is promoted. Youths are always promoted. In any gathering, we always make sure that we see youth and sport is always, even we are planning to have fundraising content about wrestling.
Okay.
That is in our action plan.
Interesting. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. I really, really look forward to changing this into what we all want to see it into, seeing a football field as well as a skills center where young people can come and develop themselves. That is what we're all looking forward to. Sustainability. Please, and I mean, the association shouldn't eat the money, right?
No, we can't.
No,
We will not. Huh? We will not. We promise you that.
Okay.
This is not our first time, especially I working with Action Aid.
Okay.
Yes, at the school level, I always work with them. Like I said, the last time they gave us check to buy this sporting and garden materials.
Right.
After doing everything,
right.
we have to do check disbursements to them.
Okay.
And they were very pleased about that. So I also promise, as the secretary of the committee, everything will be done transparency.
Okay, I will hold you accountable. I'll be back here. I will be back here to check if everything is in place. But I have confidence in the organization. So we will now go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll be engaging footballers in this community. Like I said, Gambia is able to make it to the quarterfinals of the AFCON. That means there's a lot of talent. And we cannot remove rural Gambia from Gambia. They are talented individuals here as well playing the game. So we will engage them as to some of the challenges they face. How good are they? What they are looking forward to. We'll be right back.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q Power. I am QCell. I am Sunibus. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
welcome back from that break. So during that particular break, we were just trying to show you how this particular young people are so motivated to play to the extent of playing on the streets because they're not proper structures. But with Action 8 now, proper structures are on the way. So thank you so much for joining me. Maa ngi laa dalal si programme bi nga nekk football yow ku la xool sax xam ne mun nga play football de yow loolu nga ma nduru de waaw wala déedéet.
non waaw mën naa play football
munoon nga so lana tax nga ne munoon nga munatuloo.
non léegi xam nga rek comme time boobu ma daan play ak léegi te xale lañ bëgg a tamit ñoom tamit at least ñu roy si ñun.
waaye yow xale nga ba léegi yow yuut nga yow amuloo 35.
daa nga waaw amoo 35.
waaw
si suma 29.
kon you are good to go kon man duma nangu loolu kon.
non xam nga lu tax rek comme ñaaka fil bi la woon.
waaw
waaye léegi fil bi am na soo mënta damaa ñëw delluwaat.
di nga delluwaat
waaw maa xale ñoo dem jongante foofu.
ok so yow time bu nga mag ba léegi structures yi nekkuñ fa loolu naka la la affecté because Gambia fii man dama ne Gambia talentang fi because soo xoolee Gambia mun a dem AFCON dem ba quarter finals loolu wane na ne talent mu ngi fi waaye xëy na nurture wuñ ko through sports loolu moo tax so yow tey soo amoon fil fan nga foog ne foofu nga doon mën a aaga comme soo amoon the required structures when it comes to sports.
ok jërëjëf jërëjëf laajte boobu dafa am solo trop man time bu ma doon play dem naa play naa ba Sierra saa seen TV. waaye comme ñun fu ñu dee traité saa dina nekk problème. so comme noo ko waxee rek amuñ fil yu correct te soo xoolee Sierra yëpp amul benn tax boo xam ne benn street de ministère de boo dañoo wane fii at least Sierra team bi dañoo ñëw ñu play fii. mbaa yéen a ngi am final boo xam ne la big event la nit ñi ñu ngi ñëw play si final mooy dañoo dem di baas. xam nga comme fil yoo xam ne su tawee sax balaa diidee doo leen mën a play. ñax yaa ngi bëri. waaye comme dama jël exemple te am bu ma nekkoon di play suma diggaan dama doon dem Sénégal di play i Kaolack yooyu nag.
waaw
dama day xool seen story mu ñeex ma. ma ne ñun Gambia xalaat bu ñu am football bu ñu mun. su ñëwee fii dañ dee mun a toj ma ba waaye ñu xoolal Sénégal yi lu ñu am ñu munuñ ko am. soo taamoo dañ doon claim dañoo wax ne ndimbal amul waaye xam naa ne actionnaire ak lu ñu indi lii. soo dafa nekk loo xam ne dañ si kontaan te xam naa ne luñ bëgg a si Gambia mun naa am sax. dina xam ne dañoo rey xale yoo xam ne dañoo leen play si national.
waaw waaye man yow naka nga gisee rural sports fii bugga naa xam ndax yéen da ngeen di mën a transition ba dem si teams yu mag yi fii si Gambia bi xëj na under 17 ak yooyu under 20 ndax mun nga maa pointal out examples yi nga xam ne fii lañ ñëw def fi tryouts mu mun a am bugga naa xam loolu tamit ndax mun na daf day mun a nekk because xam nga urban sports moom xëj na tane na ñoom mun nañoo daw dem si stadium bi yéen mënu leen a def loolu soo ma bugga xam si loolu tamit.
ok jéem foofu dafa am solo trop because man mii sax demoon na after extend ñu moo doon post i trial waaye ñun fii rural dafa nekk problème because of ñun jëfewukaay bi moo dul am. fii bi correct moo dul am du ñu mun a dee gis tamit. soo déggee ñu ngi laa gis football da ngaa jaay sa bopp. comme su amee comme big events yi suñu amee final yi foofu la ñuy ñëw suñ coach yi nekk si yaara foofu la ñuy ñëw just scout some players. waaye foofu sax balaa ngaa egga foofu daf da nekk problème. nawetaan bi sax moo dee nekk problème lu xew mooy fii li ñoo amut. comme ñu dee defee comme ñu sport bi gars yi jàppale ñu sport bi. because comité yi sax ñoo dee kuru di dem di ñëw nga on team nga fay sa xaalis nga ñëw loolu tax soo gisee violence bi mu dee gën a bëri loolu la. dalaas boo am boobu ngaa dugal te am na nu mu dee demee rek football da ngaa foog ne yow ñu ngi laa jaay si loolu moo indi xew yu bëri ñu relax. mënuñoo am opportunité pour dem di play si zonal si mbaa ñu play si third division second division yi loolu la waaye booy yi mun nañoo play. xarañ nañ mun na play te fii suñu amee comme ministère dem ñu time boobu time décentraliser suñu football. only in combos. da ngaa gis ñun sax sometimes da nga dee egga semi final da nga dem jël players combos ñu ñëw soo leen indee sax yow loolu def sax duñu dee def xaaj boobu. soo dafa mel ni gars yi bagage rek la ñuy ëpp waaye ëpp ñu xel ëpp ñu xalaat ëpp ñu doole. am nañ endurance bi am na yëpp xale yi dem bëgg nañ play. waaye ku fekkoon time boobu dañ décentraliser bagage yi. ñun time bi dafa fekk ñu bëri sax ñu ngi play si national team. maa ngi doon fàttale ko time 2008 yooyu noonu am na ñu jëleen fi dem trials ba passé under 17 moo under 17 boobu noonu waaye comme ñun duñ mën a am opportunité bi because time boobu ñun fu ñu dee play moo baaxut amul ground yu correct comme comité yi ñu ngi try nag comme level best pour affaire si mu ambiance bi mu bëri si nawetaan si from nawetaan jeex na gina nooraat bi dara amut
dara du am
so loolu tax football bi du mën a dem kanam
du mën a dem ma bëgg a xam si jànga bi because gis naa Action 8 tamit ñu ngi try pour am dugal xaalis si school si yi nga xam ne foofu la xale yi di jàngee pour sports bi xëj na ñu mag ak moom so yow mun nga maa watam si wàllum school bi pour ñu nocca ko from there loolu ban njëriñ la mun a indi
waaw loolu dafa am solo trop Action 8 definitely ñu ngi def loo xam ne comme ñu ngi def seen liggéey ñu ngi dimbal askan bi soo xoolee school nga build team si school moo gën a gaaw sax nga dem si ordinary community nga ne da ngaa build team because school bi most of the time su ñu amee seen PE foofu la ñu mun a scout some players nga gis ñu build seen team waaye du dee nekk problème bi mooy nga génn dem xam nga test games yi nii soo amul xaalis boobu amuloo resources doo ko mun a def so da ngaa gis xale yu bëri tam si school yi comme suñ dañ bëgg a football da ngaa gis ñeneen dañ dee génn break balaa ñu dugg si classe yow da nga dee gis uniforme yi niñ mel so dañ dee play métti yoo xam ne comme dañ dee tilim sa at the end of the day waaye comme su ñoo am tof yi nii nga xam ne from school nga am sa leisure time nga mun a dem foofu nga dem si tof yi nga def sa training ak nga join si académie bi stadium bi comme suñ ko jàppalee ba mu taxaw mun naa am ne ñetti o 4 or 5 académie mun nañ fi génn from académie boobu ñun kay mun nañu ñëw scout some players bi nga xam ne yóbbu leen si combo yi comme Mohamed Dia mu ngay def wel comme gis nañ xam nga académie bi mu ngay def wel gis nañ yeneen xale yu ndaw su ñoo pile sax sometimes dama dee waste suma time sax di xoolaan xale man xoolal xale yi nu ñoo pile dama ko dee compare fii ñun suñ xale yi ñun te talent buñ am waaye ñooñu ground buñ am ñun amuñ ko so su yàggee sax man sax di nga discourage naam seen parents dañoo waaye li ngeen di def nii loolu da ngeen di waste seen time waaye fekkee du loolu léegi football bi nekkul football kese xam nga ñu ngay wax ne sport comme tàngal yaram la waaye léegi dafa gis noo xam ne moo amee aduna bi li mun naa wax moo amee aduna léegi da ngaa oote kenn du ñëw waaye soo ne pile fii comme nawetaan boo xam ne la comme kenn expect ko da ngaa gis nit ñi dañoo bàyyi seen soxla ñu dem kon dafa nekk loo xam ne léegi caaxaan la woon waaye caaxaan bu am doole la
waaw wax dëgg loolu am na solo soo ma bëgg a xam apart from football bi nga xam ne danga ko bëgg a yow si lan leneen nga nekk as a young person as a ndaw si dëkk fii si community bi
ok comme mun naa wax ne suma life yëpp daal football laa gën a like waaye dafa ñëw often extend ñun CRR fii football bi dafa dellu gën a often extend da ngaa gis da nga dee xalaat leneen sax li nga war a def waaye doo ko mun a def because time ñëwoon na fii sax football bi dama ko bàyyoon tuuti di dem play volleyball yi nii waaye boobu tamit problème la because ñu ko play fii amul loon bu correct ñu ko play si school yi la ñu mën a dem baa ñu dem si ami barak yi seen bunta bi foofu ñu xam nga waaye loolu yëpp poussière la comme ground la nii doo ko mën a play fii soo ko compare ak combo ñoo xam ne ñu ngi am loon everything fii basketball doo ko dee gis sa bol te sport la mun naa man su ma mënul football keneen mun na basketball mun naa keneen su mënutee basketball mun na volleyball loolu yëpp sport la te léegi ñu gis nañ Gambia mu ngay yëngu si loolu ñu ngay dem ba di represent contribution we ñu ngay dem di def leneen ak leneen soo definitely comme suñu dimbale nekkul action rek ñu ngi ñaan dimbal tamit yu daan sport tamit suñu ñëwee ñu jàppale seen loxo ñu ñëw ñu xool xam nga naka la xale yi di dundee fii football nekkul da ngaa dégg la combo bi ñoo gën a sawar si football ñoo gën a like football waaye ñun tamit fii am nañ xale yoo xam ne comme mun nañoo bokk si team bi because am nañ talent bi soo xoolee national team comme par exemple soo xoolee national team bi ñu bëri ñu ngay play outside waaye soo xoolee Gambia fii am na ñoo xam ne soo xoolee seen football moo xam ne da ngaa compare dafaa nekk benn waaye at least difference bi dafaa nekk foofu because ñu fu ñoo play ak ñun fu ñoo play waaye fekkoon dañu joxoon at least lu xaw a jege loolu tuuti mun naa man sax lu ma génnee moo ëpp kooku moo génne so loolu tamit dafaa nekk loo xam ne comme ma joxe exemple rek wala suñu xoolal Sénégal seen Sadio Mané fu mu jógee suñu la waxee Bambale kan moo ko musa xam kenn mu ne bu mu demoon force trials soo xoolee history am fu mu ne force trials ñu ne dala bu mu isi gaa ñu ngi ko waree te kan moo ko waree si pitch bi so loolu la nañ try ñu dimbale ñu decentralize things yi ñu ñëw dimbale xale yi comme dimbal bi mu ñëw ñun tamit ñu mën a am lii pour xale yi mën a yëngu si loolu te lu ma yokka mooy soo gisee ñun fii woon football bi dafa amoon doole time boobu nit yi seen xel demu doon si tukki waaye léegi tukki bi génn naa nit yi booy amul lu ñoo def football fekkoon yaa ngi am zone boo xam ne muy correct yaa ngi am benn football field bu correct mbaa ministère yaa ngi dem di wane sa talent nit yi ñu ngi laa tàccu yaa ngi expect man ëllëg mun naa jóge fi ma dem feneen waaye loolu su amutee dafa la dee discourage da ngaa gis loolu tax ñu bëri ñu ngi téye yoon bi di dem because soo xooloon ku daan time boobu suñ nawetaan sax dafa ngaa foog ne comme whole tournament lifin la so dafa amoon doole waaye léegi booy xale yu ndaw ñooy play léegi booy yëpp tukki nañ te gouverneur lu mu wax tamit loolu dama si yóbba te man tamit loolu laa nekk di yëngu man maa nekk njiiti ndaw yi tamit fii si tund bi so maa ngi advocate tamit pour irregular migration bi pour ñu mun ko mitigate nga xam ne yëngu xale yi ñu engage si dara lii su fi nekkee boobu tamit beneen source of am nga développement la nga xam ne xale yi mun nañ si yëngu so leneen ak leneen tamit nga xam ne nguur gi mun na ko xale yi mun nañ si yëngu so loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne comme ñu ngi koo ñaan ñu ngi ñaan dimbal nekkul actionnaire rek waaye ñu ngi gërëm actionnaire bu baax si loolu tamit
baax na thank you so much nga ne football bi wàññeeku woon na waaye yaa ngi see bëgg a delluwaat soo gaawutee xale yi dinañ la door de démba maa ngi doon seetaan seen game bi xaw ma Mbappe la xaw ma ak ñan démba ñu doon play ñan la woon sax waaw démba gis naa lu fa xew de mbaa yow tam duñ la def lu mel noonu
bul wari sax gis nga Jenaba affaire si dafa raax rek waaye time ñëw na nag dañ foogoon ne ñun sax dañoo egga foofu waaye benn tey rek
puus leen rek
waaw dañoo jéem a di
puus
ñun
leen
suñ fa
rek
demoon
incha allah xale yi ngeen ubbil leen yoon bi ñoom ñu dem so fi mu nekk nii dañoo dem ak short break suñ fi dellu si waatee ñu am fi beneen footballer fii nii mu wax ñu moom tam challenge sam ak way forward ak how this new project will be able to benefit them. We'll be right back.
One nation, 8 tribes. We are the smiling coast of Africa. Gap-toothed, wide smile, rich melanin skin, radiant with the colors of a rich tapestry of cultures, telling one story of unity and beauty. Wrapped in the soft folds of a mother's sir, a Khalifa's grambuba, we embody the past of our ancestors and the promise of our descendants. Follow the records of our history, this story that tells of a people watered by the river in the gleaming sun of a coastal nation. Listen to the folk tales, those old tales we grew up on. Lebon, Lupain, Amon Nafi, Danaam. Hear the music of an entire nation in the language of its heart and mother tongue. Our tongues are heavy with the song of our people. Rich and thick it rolls off like domoda, soft like yasa, bena chinla, nyokomom. Feel the beat of our pounding feet as we dance to the sounds of a throbbing drum, ageless in its rhythm. The griot's kora that speaks the wisdom of the ages. The sweet sound of a mother's lullaby bringing even sweeter sleep. We clap a melody with young and old hands, a symphony full of the pleasures of life, the joys of work and home. We are Gambian. Bi suñu cosaan la, suñu dëkk, suñu bos.
All right, welcome from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue, and I'm Jennifer Sonko, and I'm here with Omar Cisse. Omar is also a footballer, and Omar will be taking us through, the new development, how beneficial it will be, as well as just sporting activities generally in this particular community. Welcome to the program, Omar.
Thank you, Jennifer. The new project is very nice to Kuram because right now we are playing. We have an academy, a female team and a male team, and I'm a player in Quetta FC. I'm the captain right now. Right. So when you have the field here, we can play very well because right now the ground is not level. Or when we have a good field here, we can play nice football.
Okay, so right now, what are some of the challenges playing here? You talked about the field. What else is a challenge? I think just solving the field when we also have other challenges here. It has to go hand in hand so that we'll be able to move forward. What else is a challenge?
The community are here. These people, they are very good because right now we have a good community. Last tournament they organized very nice tournament here because they always defending fields. Field with the rice bag. So they are good. These people are good. If we have many people to help them, it will be good for Kulam.
Yeah, so let's talk about irregular migration because Action 8 is telling me that part of the reasons why they are motivated to have this development is to ensure that there are less people going through the back way. Do you think this will be able to stop it, and how?
It may stop it because some people, their head very strong. They may go, some they may not go. But for me, I will not go when I have the failure. Because me, I like playing football. Because my father like supporting football. It's the late Sekubasi dimension at the ground there. Okay. So if at all is here, me, I will not be in Gambia here. Right now, I will be in Germany because he like playing football.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he encourages you to play football.
Yeah.
So how good are you?
I'm like Tony Cruz. I can be Tony Cruz right now.
You can be Tony Cruz
Yes.
as an individual.
Yeah.
So where do you hope to see yourself? You said if your dad was alive, then you could have moved faster. But now that you have yourself and the support of the committee, where do you wish to see yourself?
I want to see myself in Germany because because I have a manager also, Quetta, Lamin Quetta. He's the one supporting our academy, and this is our coach, Alaji Dudu. Because Quetta is supporting us with jerseys, shoes, football and shoes, and ball. This ball belongs to Quetta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think football and just sports in general in the Gambia is decentralized the way it should be in the Gambia here? Do you think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because the way GFA they are taking players are not good. These other areas they are having good players like the good players, but they are only selecting the players in combo. They always forget about this area, and these areas they are having good players like too.
So have they ever reached out? Is there any form of reaching out? Do they have a structure that they follow to reach out to people in these communities?
I don't think so.
You do not think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from football, what do you do? What do you love to do?
Yeah, I like education too.
Okay. So what about education? Do you know what are you up to currently?
Right now I finished school in my grade 12, so I want to go to Combo right now, but I'm waiting for the third division league. After that I will go to Combo to further my education.
Okay, so in what do you want to further your education?
I want to be like you, journalist.
Oh, you want to be like me? Oh, okay. So this interview is about to switch. I might just give it to him to interview me now, considering that he wants to become a journalist. But I mean, it's a good career path and good luck with what you want to do. And you talked about the fact that sports is not decentralized, and I just hope that different sporting associations are watching and they work on the decentralization of these things, because I think it is very important. But also as young people, we always say when project comes, they're not sustainable. You are the ones who can also make this particular project sustainable. Do you know that? And how do you think that can be done?
Like how?
Like to make sure it is kept. The field is yours. When it's ready, it's for you people. So if you do not take care of it, then other young people might not be able to use it. So in what ways do you think can be put in place to make sure that the structures are there and they're good to go for years?
Yeah, when it's time for work, we will all come out to work at the field so that we can have a good ground field so that our people can play nice football. Because right now we are having the level is not
the
good.
Ground, yeah.
But when I have the ground, the level is good, we can play more football. Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much, Omar, for joining me on this conversation. And now we are moving from here, to one of the schools to go and take a look at what the perception is of these young people when it comes to sports. What are their teachers saying about sports? What more do they need, as rural schools to be able to also ensure that students there take sporting activities seriously? Like you mentioned, the next Sadio Mane, the next Lionel Messi, the next Cristiano Ronaldo or Mbappe can come from Kudang, if the facilities are put in place. So we will go for a short break, and when we come back, we will take a look at that. We'll be right back.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue. And like I mentioned earlier, now we're at Kudang Upper and Senior Secondary School. So because ActionAid is also supporting schools, so we're just here to engage some of the students who are interested in venturing into different sporting activities, and also talk to the PE teacher here as to just, you know, physical education. How is it taken? Is it taken seriously in schools? We're about to find out. So we go into the class and get to benefit from the lessons that the teacher is giving in there. Like, to be honest, while I was going to school, I was not really interested in physical education. It was not something that I chose. But now that I've grown, I regret the fact that I did not do PE, because for me, physical education should go beyond just, you know, being an individual who's an athlete or venturing into any other sports, but just for your physical well-being and all of that. So a teacher is right in front of me and students are here. Let's pretend I'm a student today. I'm just gonna sit at the back and get to learn from what our expert teacher is about to talk about physical education. So I'll take a seat.
History of athletics. And also the scope of athletics. This is going to be our concern today. All right? Now, to begin with the history of athletics, you know, in any topic or in any sport in sport, or in any area or in any topic in sport, you must have a history or a background of it, how it begins or how it started. That is the history, isn't it? Now, to tell you or to give you a tip of the history of athletics, this is a game, it is one of the oldest games that we have today. It begins with the early men. When we say the early men, these are people that were existing before us. That is our great-grandparents. You understand? Those days, they were living in the bush. You understand? All right? Doing their hunting and then gathering. You know hunting and gathering? You understand? Like the scope of athletics, that is, athletics is divided into two, or it is grouped into two, isn't it? That is track and field events. Understand? All right. Then the track and field events, that is, track events are events that are done on the track, isn't it? That is the four corner of the field. And then field events, these are events that are done inside the field, isn't it? An example like shot put, high jumped, long jumped, and stuff like that, isn't it? Good. Now, we are going to mention some benefits that an individual or an athlete can get from sport or an athletics, isn't it? Now, some of the benefits that we will talk about is some philanthropies or some NGOs, even government at large. They can provide funds for the athlete, isn't it? Like a school, in our school here, Kudang Upper and Senior Secondary School, days back, ActionAid provided a fund for us. You understand? They provide a fund for us whereby this money that they give us, or this money that they are going to give us, is going to be helpful to us. Like for instance, last month we went to Basse for regional athletics competitions, and then these are the funds, or these are the money that we use to help us to take care of things that we want to, you know, participate in, or to participate in that particular competition. You understand? So that can be a benefit. And then thank God, ActionAid, they provided that fund to us, and then that particular money is that what we are going to use for our national championship competition at Bakau. You understand? So those are some benefits that you get from what? From sport or athletics. You understand? Another benefit is what? Is professionalism. You understand? An individual can become a footballer, basketball player, volleyball player, tennis player, and stuff like that. Understand? So now if you take that as your career, that's what we call a professionalism. Today, the sportmen and sportwomen are the most richest people in the world, isn't it? The like of, you know, Sadio Mane, he's from our region here, that is West Africa. the like of Drogba, the like of Samuel Eto'o. Those people are billionaires in the world. You understand? So one of you here can be a prominent sport player. Who knows? Nobody knows, isn't it? So do not underrate these minor or major games. One day or the other, you can also become like the like of Sadio Mane and the players that I have just mentioned. You understand? Also, one of the benefits of athletics is what? Fun and enjoyment. You make people exciting, isn't it? Like for instance, in our village here, when you have a football match at the field like Stroglas versus Mayo or Stroglas versus other teams, people are excited, isn't it? Yes, today is going to be a very tense game and stuff like that, isn't it? And another important or benefit, to acquire skills, isn't it? Do not underrate yourselves like, yes, you are a provincial student, you don't have access to some skills or stuff like that. No. Put yourself in the pitch. You are the people that people can groom. You are the people that people can train to become what? National athletes. You understand? In future. Nowadays, the Gambia Youth and Sports Ministry are trying to groom the grassroots football that we say. You understand? And then this grassroots football is coming from you guys. That is the students of primary school, senior school, and then upper basic. You understand? If you observe now, under 17th, there is nothing like, they will go and then they will go to a particular village or particular area to select their under 17 players. No. They are all coming from schools. So this is a great opportunity for you. Everybody cannot be intelligent in the class. Everybody cannot do well in the class. So as a students, if you are good in sport, like athletics, football, and stuff like that, grab it as an opportunity, and then you move on. You keep the momentum. One day or the other, you can be the like of Gina Bass. You all know who is Gina Bass, isn't it? Yes. He is a Gambian international athlete who always represents the Gambia. And then she is doing well, and the like of Adama Jammeh, that is from my alma mater school, that is Mindao, Upper and Senior Secondary School, he is also doing well. Stuff like that. One of you can also be like those people, isn't it? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Songo. I am a fan of work. I'm very happy about the question you asked and about the comment. This is what we expect from NGOs. And we went for inter-school last time, Basse. We were not having sports shoes. And the jersey we have to, they were not enough. This is our difficulties we faced.
Okay, so why are you motivated to do sports as a young girl?
Because sport develops our physical fitness and to get fun and enjoyment also.
Yes, so thank you so much, Patu, for that interview, and I just hope that your school administration will use that money wisely for your inter-school competition as well as just other activities, which I'm sure of. I've seen a vibrant team here. So viewers, I'm afraid that is all we have time for in this edition of Youth Dialogue. Thank you so much, Action Aid and its partners, for giving us the opportunity to come to rural Gambia to show you what rural youth as well have to offer, especially taking it down to sports. Till I come your way next week, bye for now.